Josh Warrington here from Leeds. Subscribe and like the Triple B, and tune in tomorrow to watch me knock out that cuckold Leigh Wood. Yeah, thanks Josh for that. Josh Warrington there, yeah. Big in the Triple B, of course, because he knows, man. Everybody in boxing knows the Triple B, yeah. And people always say Warrington looks like a space raider, you know, those red corn snacks or whatever. They've been around for ages and they're whack, but they're popular in the Josh Warrington household. Yeah, you know, he's got, I don't know, his face is quite weird. I also think it also looks like he's been stung by bees in a few places on his head, or he's had like an allergic reaction to hair dye or something like that. His face got that swollen look, but whatever, man. You know, he's not the ugliest guy. You know, he's probably above Sonny Edwards, you know, in the looks division. But yeah, this is the B to the B to the B, based boxing basement, a reality channel, a boxing reality channel, the red pill in the house. Now, I am absolutely buzzing for this fight. I'm cynical often, you know, I don't always buzz for the fights. Things get overhyped. Sometimes I get pulled into the hype, and I think there's something that's going to be real good ends up being whack. But this one should not be whack. I mean, you never know with boxing, right? You know, there could be a headbutt, especially Warrington around a headbutt, and it becomes a technical decision or a no contest, you know, with that huge lubed head of his. He puts Vaseline on it. That's to protect his head, not the other man's. Or, you know, someone could just get clocked. But, you know, actually, I just don't want someone to get clocked in the early rounds, because you want to get into it. You want to see a bit of action for a bit. You know, the big Joe Joyce. His big bang. Chile Chang, yeah. I mean, I wanted it to go a few more rounds. Well, he's devastated. This is the second fight, but he just devastated the jugger bum. But anyway, yeah. So I was buzzing. I'm buzzing about this fight, and I was gonna go. I was gonna get a ticket. I was gonna go up from London, yeah, all the way to Sheffield, yeah, right, and watch the main event. You know, it costs a lot of money by the time, you know, you get on the train, right? You get on the train and you got to get a hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, right? Then, you know, the fight tickets, and obviously, you know, you're gonna get your drink on. You know, I was gonna meet a couple of me fans who are gonna come over from Ireland, and they might like a little package. A bit of, yeah. I'm kind of against it, but I just think once in a while it's cool. It's like anything, right? If you do it too much, man, it mess you up, man. I had some bad times on the ting, but you know, I'm past that now. So, regardless, I spoke to me fun, and we were like, yeah, we're definitely up for it. And then, I looked, you know, at the undercard, and I was like, come on, blood. You know, the fight, as I said before, the main event. Right, so this will be late. This, you know, the main event will probably be about 10:30 at the earliest. Yeah. They always seem to be 10:30. You know, I'd be surprised if it was before if it was 10 o'clock. That's for sure. But but before that, you got to watch. Just before that, you watch Terry Harper, the pound for pound, vs Cecilia Breakers, for the alleged unified world super welter, whatever that means, female champion. Who cares, man? Terry Harper, man. She got statued by Bumgarner, didn't she? And obviously Bumgarner's on the juice. But yeah, I mean, that'll be a points. That'll go points, right? Obviously, right? And that means, okay, it's only 10-2s. That's 20 minutes of boxing, plus 9 minutes of inter-round, you know, breaks. That's 29 minutes of actual boxing, right? You know, you got 15 minutes entrance, maybe 20 minutes entrance, and you know, what's the word? You know, the David Greenblatt, you know, introductions, all this kind of stuff, man. You know, and then a bit of post-fight interview, right? So you're looking at least an hour of Terry Harper time, right? Now, you know, if I'm going to a live show, right? And by that time, you know, you'll be real up for it. You'll be a bit pissed. You're like, I want to see the main event, blood. It might be buzzing. Yeah. It might be snowing. and they just put you on a downer. You're like, oh, so bad. I remember, I think Terry Harper was on the last show I went to, which was Leigh Wood, and people were just looking at their phones. No one cared, man, right? And I could put up with the women's fight, but it's just before the main event, and the rest of the undercard is whack. Kieran Conway vs Linus Udofia. I don't really care about either of them two guys. I really don't. Hopi Price, yeah, he's an upcoming prospect. Fighting unbeaten Conor Coggill. Oh, that's not bad. That's not a bad fight, actually. I kind of missed that. Right? Junaid Boston, who's a really good prospect. Okay, that's not too bad. If he's a guy called Corey McCulloch. Corey McCulloch. He's a journeyman. He'll get rolled over, but yeah. Corey. I wonder, yeah, he's from Scotland, Corey, but, I don't give him much chance. There's you know what? Now I'm looking at the undercard. It's not actually that bad. There are no big fights, and it's ruined by Terry Harper. But Nico Livers, right? I saw him fight. I don't know how far he's going to go, but he was, he has had one draw. It's technical draw, right? But he looked okay. I mean, interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't go up to Sheffield just to watch him. A guy called Cameron Wong, which is I don't know what's wrong. Is that a Chinese name or a Vietnamese name or something? Vietnamese, man. He is apparently, a great amateur and blah blah, but he looked like Tim Zhu. I think he must be mixed, right? So he's whatever. I don't mind watching prospects as long as they're real prospects with something to offer. And then some other guy I've never heard of called Kobe, not Corey. Right. Okay. So I mean, you know what? There's some prospects on there. I'd watch those prospects. Hobie Price, Junaid, Nico, Cameron Vuong. Yeah, I'd watch those. But I don't really care about Kieran Conway and Linus. They just don't give me any Leigh Wood in my pants, if you know what I'm saying. Not to be creepy, this is not a Corey channel, it's a boxing channel, you all know that. So, but it's the sitting through the Terry Harper. Yeah, and there's a lot of money. Like, as I said, by the time a hotel, I might stay up for 2 nights as well. You know what I mean? I'm in Sheffield. I want to check it out, man. I might link up with Triple R and Tam Booth. You know what I'm saying? Maybe smoke some rock with them. And then and there's that. There's the ticket. There's the transport. That's at least £500 blood. And I'm not doing that when there's a Terry Harper fight on. So Eddie, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I missed out on a ticket because of that bum Terry Harper. Now we're lucky because last week they had 4 women's fight on the undercard. So yeah, I shouldn't complain too much. But basically, I wasn't going to put up with the Terry Harper pre the main event because that would just put you on a downer, put you to sleep, blood. I don't want to go to sleep. I want to be buzzing, man. Yeah. Anyway, so we see how these two dudes measure up. Now they're similar height. I think they're 5'7". Actually, Leigh looked an inch taller, but that might just be his perm. He's got that big perm on his head. I don't know why a 35-year-old man's got a perm on his head, looking, he's like a 15-year-old Ute. Bussin', no cap, for real. Leigh Wood, that's what you call himself, not Lethal Leigh Wood. Leigh bussin', for real, no cap Wood. Yeah. And he's from Nottingham. I've been to Nottingham. I like Nottingham, to be honest with you. He's 5'7". And the same as Josh Warrington. Josh Warrington's a Leeds Warrior, 5'7" as well. His reach is I mean, you can't always trust BoxRec, to be honest with you. His reach is 67 inches. That's a big Corey. Oh, I'm sorry. Lethal Leigh Wood, again the same. So they're both the same height, the same reach. No specific physical advantages. Yeah, the age thing. So people think Josh Warren is more shot worn, and it's like, well, hang on, mate. They have quite a similar record. Leigh Wood has had 3 less fights or something like that. 3 or 4 less fights. 30 fights vs 34 fights, right? But they're similar records. 3 losses on Wood. Warrington's got 2 losses. Warrington's been stopped once. Leigh Wood has been stopped. Leigh Wood has been stopped by Lara, certainly. I mean, like I said, it's a very similar kind of record. Yes, sorry. Leigh Wood also got stopped by Gavin McDonnell years ago, 2014, you know, and he went down in the first round, but he got stopped in 6. Wood obviously is quite vulnerable, especially early on. You know, Michael Conlan had him over badly in the first round. He battled through to win, and you got to respect it. I was there too, believe that. That was one of the fights of the year. That was a good night. You know, and yeah, as I said, old Warrington got stopped by Maurizio Lara. They both fought. Maurizio Lara stopped both of them, but Lara's kind of crude, and you know, he can punch, but he ain't a sort of stylish puncher, if you like. So you know, physically very similar age, but it's weird because Warrington, well, yeah, he's you know, he's more battle hardened. He's only had 4 more fights, like I said, and he's 3 years younger. So what do you know about that? Yeah. And they'll say, oh yeah, but you know, Warrington lost. He's lost out of his last 4 fights. He's only won 1. Yeah, he knocked out Kiko Martinez. That's not a bad result. He lost to Luis Alberto Lopez, but that was a majority decision. Some people thought he won it. I didn't. A technical decision with Lara after a headbutt. What does that mean? That's meaningless. And yeah, he got so KO'd by Maurizio Lara. So the only real... Okay, he looked a bit uncomfortable the second Lara fight, to be honest with you. You know, and to me, I'd expect him to get stopped, but whatever. We don't know. The only real, fight of significance in the last 4, you know, a serious loss has been stopped by Lara. So it doesn't tell the story. And then you know, obviously Warrington had a long unbeaten run before that, a very long unbeaten run. You know what I mean? So, you know, he's washed. No, he's not. You know, when you up the level, you're more likely to go for losses. It's nonsense to me, man. Nonsense to me. Yeah. And Leigh Wood, he won his last fight. It was impressive, but Lara came overweight. It looked like I hadn't trained properly. I was there. Like I said, I've seen Leigh Wood a couple of times now. Put over Lara. It was an impressive performance, but Lara was just awful. Yeah, that's what I got to say for you. In the fight before, he ironed out Leigh Wood with a cracking shot. Yeah. And then there was a Conlan fight, but Wood got put down again. Heavily in the first. Kanju, back in the day on the old channel, I predicted the Leigh Wood win against Kanju. Yeah? And he can punch, Wood. You know, Kanju was like supposedly the new Chinese prospect. Well, they shouldn't have pushed Kanju. They should have pissed a big bang to Leigh Zhang. That's where the real talent's at. And he a heavyweight. Yeah, what else? Reese Moulds, that's quite a good victory by Wood. But, you know, you lost to Jazz Dickens. You know why? Jazz Dickens, I don't mean to say this, Jazz is an honest, good fighter, but he is one of the ugliest fighters I've ever seen in the history of boxing. You know, he makes Sonny Edwards look like Gary Stretch. You know what I'm saying? So, what do we take from that? Well, as I said, I see a very, very even fight. Yeah. Boxing ability, he might lean towards Wood, but it's not. He can be a good boxer, but he leaves his chin open. Yeah, and Warrington's always a pressure fighter, so that's no difference. The experience, very similar, both of them. I would edge towards Josh having the better experience. Power, okay, Wood has better power. Tan Booth said, yeah, that Leigh Wood was one of the hardest punchers he'd seen. You know, he's only featherweight, and he can punch. You know, so that's. I think he's got the edge there. You know. In terms of sort of speed, I'd say about the same. Chin, definitely Warrington. Warrington's definitely got the better chin. You know, Wood's been hurt a lot, put over, KO'd. Yeah. Lara stopped Warrington as well, but you know, it wasn't as vicious as when Lara splattered Leigh Wood. So yeah, I've got that even again. You know. I got that even again. And this is where it gets weird, right? So from the beginning when this was signing, an even fight, right? And they'll probably edge towards Wood because he got a win last fight and Warrington didn't, right? But I said they're not even looking into it much because Lara, like I said, wouldn't train probably, and Warrington was edged out, right? And they got 3.75. Remember when I said about betting, it's 3.75 The decimal odds is what you got to listen to, because then you know exactly. Put on £10, you get £37.50 back. And you know exactly what you've won, which is your stake 10 minus your winnings. I mean, minus what they give you back, 37.50. So that's 30. That's 27.50. It's very easy. Whereas, you know, when you try and work it out from 9 to 4 and 7 to 2, it's just or the American system, which is whack, plus 200, plus 220, and just nonsense, man. Decimal. So I'm just going to start talking decimal only. Right. So I got in at 3.75, and okay, if you want to, if you want to do fractional odds, that's almost 3 to 1 for Warrington, and that was weeks ago. Yeah. I got in early. I dumped, I don't know, 25 quid, which to me is quite a lot of money at the moment. Yeah. And now it's dropped. It's dropped to 2.88. In fact, no, it's dropped as low as 2.75. One whole unit. And think about that, right? So when the Triple B put down his bet, and if I had more money, I would have put 100 on it, or at least 50. Yeah, yeah. It's a difference between, if you put 100 on it, we're getting £375 back, and that's a £275 profit, or £275 back and £175 profit. A difference of 100 quid on that, you know. That does a big drop in odds, and you rarely get that. And why? Well, because people realise they got it slightly wrong, and Warrington has been looking in super shape. There's been pictures on him, and his body, no homo, his body, he just looks in super shape, and not. He's always got a bit of a skull-like face, right? But he did not look weight drained. You know what I'm saying? He did not look weight drained. So the weigh-in, the weigh-in was interesting, right? Warrington stepped on the scales first, man. And he looked strong, very, very strong, ripped, muscled, and not drained. Like I said, his face is a bit skull-like, but he's always like that. Yeah, and he looks happy. He was walking around. He looked confident. He looked happy. He was smiling. Yeah, and like I say, fantastic shape. And he got on the scales and made the weight. Yeah, and then he got off it. And he's like, I don't always like it when fighters like that afterwards, because I've seen that happen when a fighter's trying to get some false confidence. But no, not in this case. He knows he's in top shape and he's up for it. Yeah, and then you get to Leigh Wood, lethal, bussin', no cap Wood, and he looked drained, bro. His eyes like dark, like a panda. He had like panda eyes, like they're bruised. It's been like that every time I've seen him in the week. One of my fans pointed this out, Leigh. And it's hard to rehydrate at 35 properly when you cut the weight. But I mean, people say, "Oh, he never looks good on the scale." It's true. He does always often look very drained, man. Yeah, and Leigh Woods arrived to the weigh-in, or certainly the press conference before, in a Ferrari with a photo on the side of the Ferrari. I mean, he's 35, this bum, and a 35-year-old cuck. Sorry, he's not a bum. I don't mean that, but I mean, but he's definitely a cuck. Yeah, he's a 35-year-old cuck. All right, and that's no good. You all know the story about letting his friend buzz a nut, right, into, the love of his life, his best mate. That's disgusting. I want to talk about that. It's so disgusting. What kind of weirdo does that? And so he didn't know who the father was of his kid. Can you imagine that? What a sick guy, and his bussing perm. But yeah, I mean, like I said, Wood did not look good, and he made the weight. He looked honestly like some kind of brown head, at the end of a month-long binge, without eating that much. Well, his body didn't look too bad. He got broad shoulders, Leigh, and stuff, but it was his face, man. There was no buzz, no expression, no happiness at making the weight. There was no look of confidence. He just carried on. He stepped off like a brown head, coming down from a whole month on the foil. You know what I'm saying? Maybe hanging out with the Porkmeister, hitting the brown. Maybe it's cracked to go up, brown to come down. I don't know. But the man looked ill, and they had a solid stare down, both of them. I mean, it wasn't too long, you know. It wasn't like one of those ones that they really don't like each other, you know. And there was a bit of chat. I didn't hear what was said, but Warrington was smiling afterwards, and they had a little chat and they shook hands, you know. You know, supposedly there was meant to be a beef in this, but they seemed really friendly, you know. Even in the face-to-face kind of show, they wouldn't slag each other off. They're bigging each other up, and I quite like that for a change, because I like beef as well, but it's got to be real, you know. Fake beef is just whack. Oh, you shoved him. Oh, what? Oh, it's a beef. And they know, you know, they know it's going to sell tickets or pay-per-views, especially if it's pay-per-view. But sometimes it's real. You remember Jarrell P.E.D. Miller, yeah, and Gay J, and they had a face-off, and Miller shoved him, and it what's the word? It freaked Gay J out, you know. He just felt that big power, you know. And Miller's huge. And he wasn't right anyway in the build-up, as I said in the old channel. I said he was missing the pads. He looked confused. In interviews he looked weird. Apparently got KO'd by Joey DeWaker. So they suddenly they bust Miller for PEDs. It's very suspicious, you know. And then he got Andy Ruiz, and the rest is history. When Big Fat Andy took care of the bodybuilder in style. Anyway, so this fight here, as I said, I'm real looking forward to it, and I'll be doing I'll be doing a video as soon as it's done. But the way I see it, despite the betting change, and as I said, you got to take note when it's a significant change in the odds, and this is significant. One metric down, and 1 unit down, right? Like I said, the difference is, in winnings is big now. Yeah, instead of winning £175 now, you could have won £275 profit if you bet at the beginning when it got announced, like the Triple B did. So, what's going to happen, right? So the way I see it, there's going to be a very determined and fit Warrington, you know, and he's going to have a high work rate. Yeah, and he is going to I think he's going to outwork Leigh Wood. Now also Leigh Wood's quite vulnerable throughout the fight, but I should imagine in the early rounds as well. Yeah, so I mean, obviously what's his face is not an unknown puncher. What he's got 8 knockouts, yeah, in his 34 fights. Now that's not great, but he can stop you. Kiko Martinez stopped in 7. Kiko's tough, yeah, he's been stopped, but still. He put Kiko down in the first round, and Warrington got a broken jaw in that as well, and he's still done it. Yeah. And then there's Sofian Takuchte. He's not special, but he got done in 2 rounds. So he still carries some power. Patrick Hyland done in 9. You know, he puts guys over. Like I said, it's not it's not really his game. Rendell Monroe got stopped. Although it was a damaged mouth, I believe. So what I mean is, he's not insignificant power. He can still hurt people. He still put people over and stuff like that, right? And when someone's drained, and they're chinny anyway, right? And they're getting caught, they can get put over. So it's not impossible. But I believe that Warrington will outwork and wear down the sickly looking, middle-aged cuck, Lethal Leigh Wood. The cuck, he will get worn down. And I believe it will go to points, and I hope it goes to points. I got I can't remember, I got 4.5 for the points decision, which I regretted as soon as but the reason I went, I got a free £25 bet, and I was like, oh, blow clock, and I didn't want to, the win price had gone down so much, but I regret it a bit. I should have probably just stuck it on a win, because there is a chance of Warrington. I think he'll win on points. There's a chance he could stop Lethal Cuck Wood. You know, that's not saying, obviously Leigh Wood, it's going to be a tough fight. Leigh Wood is game. He can punch, right? He's fought hard to get to this level, but he looks awful, like I said. And Warrington looks great, and I believed it was an even fight at the beginning. That's why I'm going for your man's Josh Warrington, the Leeds Warrior. So look forward to it. And Yeah, I wouldn't see. The problem is on betting. I wouldn't say now. I'll get on Warrington. I mean, I still would a bit, because you're thinking, well, I still think it should be an even fight, like evens and evens, or 5-6 or 5-6 as you price it, but it isn't, right? So Leigh is still an underdog at 2.75, which is just lower than 2 to 1. However, you can still, sorry. I mean, if it was the old price, I'd be like jump on 3.75, but there's quite a big difference now. So I would say, if you want to put a little bit of money, the value is in Warrington, maybe Warrington points. Like I said, I got my bets in early, so it changes the picture. It changes the picture and how much you would put on. You know what I'm saying? But that's the bet to take, in my opinion. As I said, the value's dropped, but I still think there's a bit of value in there. Anyway, guys, good luck, man, and we see you tomorrow.